We're going on year 2 of the COVID saga. And what I'm seeing is that a lot of practitioners didn't stick it out. They didn't have the guts or the tenacity to make it all the way through. And there's still a lot of people out there that are injured and in pain and want access to quality treatment, but they don't know you exist. They don't know how to find you. So in this episode, I'm bringing back one of my most popular segments, the Q&A format. And I got a great question about how to market, some tricks on marketing, things you can do for free to really get your information out to other people, because there's lots of people out there that need your treatment. They just don't know that you exist. And marketing, selling can seem really foreign and scary, but in this podcast, I really break down some tips, some tricks, some lessons you can learn from mistakes I've made in marketing and really help you get in that place where people will start looking at you as a true solutions provider and someone that they need to see to get fixed. Hope you guys enjoy the show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Soft Tissue Revolution podcast, where we teach massage therapists a new treatment method that focuses on working smarter, not harder, allowing them to make well over $100,000 per year with less than 20 hours of time per week in the clinic. Dr. Matt Maggio here. Thank you so much for stopping by and listening to the podcast. So let's get right into it. In the intro, I talked about we're going on friggin' year 2 of the COVID saga, whatever. I'm over it. I've been over it for a very long time. I made a podcast a long time ago about the different types of people in any industry. And what I found is that a lot of the pretenders, a lot of people that didn't have good shit, good stuff, they're gone. They're gone. They didn't stick it out. They didn't have a good business before COVID, and they sure as shit didn't have a good business after. So they can conveniently blame COVID for all their problems. But at the end of the day, they weren't that good, and the market determines that. But there's still a lot of people out there that need access to quality treatment. I've been very outspoken about why chiropractic doesn't do much of anything. Physical therapy doesn't help. You sure as shit don't want to get pain pills and injections, which make it worse. People need quality hands-on soft tissue treatment. And those of you that are still in business, still sticking it out, pretty good at what you do. You can always be a little bit better. There's always things you can clean up. You can learn that stuff in my free training, how to be just a little bit better, because you should always be improving. But what I want these podcasts to kind of going forward is more tactical stuff, things that can really help you improve your business, improve your treatment, improve what you do, how you communicate, all that, because there's lots of people out there that need your help and they're looking for good quality treatment because there's so much shit out there. So this is a good opportunity, but at the end of the day, I got this quote. I forgot from who it was from, but he said, if they don't know me, they can't flow me. And this is what I see with a lot of people is marketing is scary. We don't really know how to do it. We might have tried it. We're not really sure. And it's just something that is totally the lifeblood of your business and something that you should always be doing. Sales and marketing are really the lifeblood of the business. So I got a great question a couple weeks ago. So I finally put this in the queue for the podcast. So it was, any advice or tricks on marketing my business to get new clients that are free? I've hired an agency in the past and it didn't work out at all and was a big giant waste of money. As I said before, marketing and sales are the lifeblood of your business and you should never outsource those things. And I'm saying this from someone that basically pissed away about $75,000 over 2 years in marketing and trying to work with these agencies or social media experts or a social media manager. And I just learned that shit didn't really work. And I got 3 lessons that I learned from that. Is number 1 is nobody explains or understands the product better than you. When you get with these agencies, they like to do these cookie cutter things and it's the same for everything. They don't understand what you do, how you do it, what makes you special, what makes you unique. And they try to kind of just put you into this bubble of well, this is what we do for everybody. But if you're for everybody, you're for nobody. You have to really find a way to stand out and showcase your talents better through your messaging and through your marketing. And no agency is going to really get that. You're the one that knows that the best. Number 2 is it's not the algorithm. I get people all the time. They're like, oh, I tried marketing and I tried Facebook ads and I did Instagram ads and I did Google ads, but the algorithm just sucked and it's the algorithm's fault. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not the algorithm's fault. It's that the message of what you're selling or what you're showing sucked. It wasn't intriguing enough. It wasn't something where people are like, oh, what is that? What is the curiosity of that? How are you sparking people's attention? It just wasn't. Your shit just wasn't that good. And that's okay. I've been there too. Like I would make these ads and I'd be like, why didn't they work? It must be Facebook's fault. It must be Instagram's fault. It must be this or that. It's like blaming bias instead of just looking internally and being like, maybe my shit just isn't that good and it can be better. Number 3 is the only thing to potentially outsource marketing wise would be running the ad, placement of the ad. But you're always in charge of creating it. You're in charge of coming up with all of that. That's what I've realized over the years. Like, yeah, it is tricky. I do a lot of social media advertising because people are on it all the time. Instagram's been really good. Facebook's been really good. I don't think those are going away anytime soon. Google can help as well. And if you're having trouble like getting the back end of that, like how to place it, how to target it, all that kind of stuff, yeah, you can hire somebody to do that. But in all honesty, I taught myself how to do it after I realized that I was like kind of at the whim of all these agencies where they kind of held me hostage, where my ad didn't work unless I had that from them. So there's this magical thing called YouTube and another thing called Google where you can teach yourself how to do that. I taught myself how to do that. I teach people how to do it all the time. It's really not that hard once you learn the basics and understand there. But the key is really getting the creativity side of that and doing what's called the ad copy, where it's really intriguing and it really is something that people are interested in looking at and they don't glance over it. So yeah, I spent a lot of money on these agencies, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month. And what I found is like, yeah, it worked in the short term, but they were just doing the same shit and they were just really taking my money and they're just like, oh yeah, you just got to keep investing and build it up. And they tell you like, oh, well, you're getting more comments, likes, and shares. I'm like, okay, but you can't take comments and likes and shares to the bank. At the end of the day, you need more clients and more people coming in because we're in a results-driven society. Get a quick sip of water here. So there's 3 strategies that you can implement right away. They're free and it will start or juice up your marketing. Number 1, and this is the most important one of all, just be consistent. Show up consistently. It might just be 1 day a week. It might be 2 days a week. It might be 3. It might be 4. But be consistent and take the time to plan out what you're going to do and be consistent and really get to the idea of like explaining how you can solve people's problems. Like, how are you solving people's problems? Like, because at the end of the day, people want solutions for their problems and they have to know that you're the person that can solve that. So don't worry about like how it looks or like if you look stupid talking on the camera. Like, just turn your phone around and talk to it and explain what you do and how you can help. Quit making these fucking stupid videos. I see them all the time on like their TikTok videos or their reels of like, oh, life in the massage therapist and I did this and this. Like, no one gives a fuck. Like, they don't care. Like, that's not intriguing for me. Or like, oh, what happens when a patient farts or like they fall off the table? Like, no one cares about that. Like, it might laugh and you might think it's cool, but like, it's not showing anyone how you're going to solve their problem, how they're going to take you seriously and know that they need to come in there. Number 2, and people mess this up all the time, and we're all guilty of this, is marketing the features versus benefits. We tend to market more the feature side of things. So it's really the how and what you do to fix it instead of like, can I fix it? So the best example I would give of this would be a number 2 pencil. I talk about this on past podcasts. So the features of a number 2 pencil is like, it has a rubber eraser. Has a metal tip. It's made of graphite. It's made of wood. Those are the type of things there. And that's what so many people are marketing their business as. They're like, oh, well, I'm this type of therapist. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a sports stretch person. I'm a medical massage therapist. I'm this. Like, those are just the features. No one really cares about the details. What you really have to explain is the benefits. What are the benefits of coming and getting treated by you? So with the number 2 pencil, the benefit of that is it has a really nice, easy eraser there so you can easily correct your mistakes. It's lightweight, so it's really easy to transport. Number 3 is it has the ability to write down all your deepest thoughts and your desires, like things like that, like really making it about like what it actually can do and what that person will experience when they use the product. Nobody's searching for you to be like a certain person. They're not like waking up and like, oh, I need a reflexologist or I need this or I need that. Like, no, they're like, can this person fix my fucking problem? And that comes from educating them and showing them. And the last part here, and this one is from a really good book that I've read and I definitely recommend it. It's called Building Your Story Brand. And the idea in that is quit trying to be the hero in your story. Think about that. Like, we want to be the hero in our story. We're like, here's my website. Here's how fucking great I am. Here's all my certifications, blah, 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 blah. Nobody cares about that. What you are in the journey for this person is you're helping them along the journey. You're the guide. You're the person that's going to help them, but they have to be the hero in their story. So if your content is all just you talking about how fucking great you are, what you're doing in your personal life, you're not a brand. You're not like some interesting public figure, like, and about all the things that make you great. Nobody cares about that. They care about their own situation and where they are. So you have to be the guide in the journey, not the hero. And when you do that, it will totally switch. So just to wrap it up, be consistent. Do it all the time. Not all the time, but just show them that you're there. People will start looking for it. They'll start seeing it. They'll recognize that you're an option. You're someone that can actually solve problems. Start marketing more of the benefits as opposed to the features. Don't be the hero in the story. So I'll leave you with this. And someone said this to me a couple of years ago and it really hit home with me. He said, you know, Matt, someone out there and lots of people out there are crying themselves to sleep every night in horrible pain that could use access to your solution, but they don't know you exist. So get out of your own way. Quit thinking you're going to look stupid. Quit thinking that it looks dumb. It doesn't. Just get out there, explain what you can do, explain how you help, explain the benefits of what you do, and show how you can be a guide along the journey to get them feeling better. That's all I got for you guys. Still got a few spots left for my Utah seminar coming up beginning of March. All the information for that is in the show notes below. Go grab the free training. If you like this, share the show. Send us some questions that you want me to cover. I really like doing these Q&A formats. They can be some quick hitters and really help you. Follow us on all the socials. I post a lot on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, active on LinkedIn as well. And really just understand that there's a big opportunity out there right now because a lot of people just threw in the towel and they don't want to keep going. But you got to take advantage of it and you got to get out of your own way and do things differently. And marketing and selling is so key. It's going to put you in that place where you become unfuckable with, where you make the money you want, you work the hours you want, you work with the clients you want, and your business works for you. You're not stuck working for it. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.